Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a major update coming straight from the White House, and it's something a lot of Americans have been waiting to hear. A new executive order has been signed, and there's fresh confirmation about Trump's plan to issue dividend checks targeted to specific groups. There's been a lot of confusion online, so I'm going to break everything down in the simplest way possible. I've spent hours reviewing the official statements, watching the ceremony, and digging through everything the administration has released publicly. So don't worry, I'm going to walk you through what's real, what's not, and what you can actually expect. Before we get into the details, make sure you tap that like button so more people can stay informed. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe with notifications on, because things are changing fast, and you don't want to miss important updates. Now let's get into what's really going on. The White House confirmed that President Trump is moving forward with his plan to send out dividend-style payments funded through tariff revenue. This isn't a rumor floating around social media. Trump talked about it directly, and he even shared more details in a public message. According to him, the administration wants to issue these payments to lower and middle-income citizens first, while leftover funds would be used to reduce the national debt. That's the part gaining a lot of attention, because he pointed out that these payments would not go to high-income households. So right away, we can see these checks are aimed at people who need relief the most. Trump stressed that the payments would be reserved for U.S. citizens within the qualifying income range. He didn't give an exact income cutoff, but in a similar proposal last year, the limit was set at around $100,000 or less. So based on that reference point, it's reasonable to expect a similar guideline this time. If you fall in the low or middle income category, there's a strong possibility you would qualify under the current framework being discussed. Groups that would likely be included are working families, single parents juggling bills, seniors who rely mainly on fixed benefits, veterans living on modest income, and disabled Americans with limited financial support. Now let's clear up one major misunderstanding that's been circulating. Trump did sign an executive order this week, and it was a rare moment because he and the First Lady signed it side by side. But that order was not about sending out checks. It focused entirely on helping young adults in foster care. The First Lady spoke passionately about the challenges teenagers face when they age out of the system without the support they need. So while the ceremony was important, it wasn't connected to the financial payments people are waiting for. That confusion came from news outlets mixing the headlines together, so it's important to separate the two. The payments being discussed are tied to tariff revenue. The administration has pointed to the money collected from tariffs on imported goods, and the idea is to treat a portion of that revenue like a national dividend. It works in a similar way to how some states distribute funds from natural resources. The reasoning is that if the country is collecting significant revenue, some of it can be given back to citizens in a structured and targeted way. Trump also mentioned strong economic numbers and rising retirement accounts as signs that the policy is working, and he linked the proposed dividend to those broader economic results. Now here's the part everyone wants to know. When would these checks actually arrive? And the honest answer is that there is no official date yet. Public statements have been made, and the plan has been confirmed as something the administration is actively working on, but there is no finalized schedule or approved system in place. These payments would require a legal framework before anything could be distributed. In previous cases, like the widely discussed tariff proposal by lawmakers, Congress had to pass a bill to move things forward. Something similar would likely need to happen here as well. So even though the commitment from the president is clear, the process is still in motion. Even without an exact date, it's still important to understand what this could mean for different groups. For families trying to stretch every dollar, a dividend could help cover essentials like groceries, rent, or school supplies. Seniors who rely on limited monthly income could use the extra support to manage medical costs or other needs that keep rising. Veterans who served the country and now depend on disability or retirement benefits could experience meaningful relief. And single parents balancing everything on one income would get breathing room they rarely have. For disabled Americans living on fixed income, even one payment could ease a lot of stress. These are the people Trump specifically pointed to when talking about who these payments are meant to help. But I need to be upfront about where things stand. A promise is not a payment. Words from the administration show momentum, but nothing is official until legislation or a legally approved method is put in place. There are financial systems, eligibility checks, and logistics that need to be sorted out before money can reach anyone's account. These steps take time, and sometimes plans change along the way. But because the president spoke about this openly, and the White House confirmed they are working on it, the pressure to move forward is definitely strong. While we wait for concrete details, there are a few things you can do. Stay informed so you know what changes and when. Make sure your information with the IRS is up to date, because if anything is sent out in the future, it will likely be processed the same way previous federal payments were, and don't make financial plans based on money that hasn't been finalized yet. It's better to treat this as something that may happen rather than something guaranteed. If you need help right now, there are programs available today that can offer support while we wait for official updates. To put everything in perspective, past federal payments during emergency situations were approved quickly because of the circumstances at that time. This tariff dividend is a different kind of proposal. It's based on revenue, not emergency relief, which means the process has different steps and rules. But what makes this moment significant is that this is the most detailed and public commitment this proposal has received so far. That alone is enough to keep millions of Americans watching closely. So here's the bottom line. Trump has confirmed that he wants to issue dividend-style payments targeted to lower and middle-income citizens. The White House has openly backed the fact that this plan is being worked on. The executive order signed this week was unrelated, and there is no official date for when payments might arrive. But this is the clearest and most serious movement we've seen on this proposal, and it's worth paying attention to as things progress. If this video helped you understand what's going on, make sure to hit the like button and share it with someone who needs a clear explanation. Subscribe to the channel for ongoing updates because as soon as more details come out, I'll break them down right here. Take care of yourself and your family, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next update.